internet. So you probably can't tell, but this is a Hobonichi Techo 2018 unboxing video, and I'm so excited because I have been waiting for these planners to arrive for so long. I'm just so excited. These are like one of my favorite packages of the year to get. For some reason I have two, and I have a feeling it's because I did order a special cover this year, which probably got its own little box. So I'll probably unbox this one last, assuming it is the special cover. The cover may not be so special and I'm just playing it up in my head. But yeah, I'm so excited for Hobonichi Techo this year. Enough rambling, I'm going to open the biggest box first and get right into it. This year it is a yellow box. Last year it was a pink box. Every year they have a different color. Okay, what I might do, I'm going to take this box down and then I will bring each item up one by one. So this first one is a cover for the original. I will open this. I think it comes with a plastic. So the first one I've got, so this is actually just a cover for the original A6 Hobonichi Techo. I have quite a few of these, so I didn't buy too many, so you'll notice that I mostly did just buy the planners and not too many covers. In the past, every single planner would have its own unique cover, and then I started realizing, because I've been buying Hobonichi for 3 years now, you really build up a collection of covers and they take up a lot of space, and it is a lot cheaper to just take the planner out, put a new planner in, and keep the cover. But every year when I do see a cover I will pick it up just because I love collecting them. They look beautiful and I can just switch them out. So this one, I love the colors for it. It's this nice dusty blue with a very coral pink sort of color, and I think I bought this in a package, like in a bundle with the planner itself. That's why I think it came with the plastic sheet. I'm not 100% sure. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Hobonichi Techo, I'm just gonna open this up and basically put the planner in here, and to protect the cover they give you this plastic sheet, which is so Japanese-esque. And what I really love about this cover is that there is this kind of not like Ziploc bag little section here. So for example, when you put the cover on, you get this little Ziploc access so that you can still access the back pocket on your cover. So I always think things like that are so ingenious, and I feel like I see this a lot more with Japanese products, probably why I'm so obsessed. So that's the first one. The next item is just the Hobonichi Techo Cousin. This is the bigger A6. This is the bigger A5 size, and I have picked up the A6 size as well. So you can see the size difference. This is so much bigger than this. But personally, I find this way more usable than this one. This is great for on the go and taking notes, whereas this one is really great as a desk calendar. I have struggled to use this a little bit in the past because I couldn't fit it in my handbags and it just started weighing me down and I wasn't using it as much. I really love the format. I just can't get over how much I love the format, so that's why I picked it up again to see if I could use it for 2018. So I'm going to open them both up so I can just do a little quick flip through for you guys. So they're both open. They both came with these little Life of books. I think this just teaches you how to use the Techo if you want instructions, so I might have a look at that later. And this always bums me out, like when your Techo first arrives. So I'm gonna keep saying Techo because that's actually what they're called. Techo is kind of like planner slash notebook in Japanese, but it's kind of bent a little bit here and bent here, so it's not like pristine. Not that it matters, because when you put this into the cover, the front and back cover kind of slide in anyway, so you don't see it. But you guys know, if you're like really into planners and it's new, and Hobonichi Techo is not cheap either, so it's kind of like, oh, that kind of sucks, but whatever, you just move right along. So the Cousin, why I like the Cousin so much, zoom you guys in just a bit. I'm going to explain why I love the Cousin so much. I don't know if I went through this last year, but it doesn't matter. I'll go through it again because I don't know who's watching, if it's the same people from last year or not. But so your first page, you have the full year, and then you have last year and the next year after. And then what I really like is that you kind of have your 6-month view. So if you have like anniversaries or events or travel, I love noting them down here. And then at a glance, you can kind of see your next 6 months ahead. So I really love that layout. And then the next one is it gives you the monthly views, which I'm obsessed with the monthly views because it helps me track down things like videos that are going up, blog posts, social media scheduling, all that sort of stuff. I do a little bit of social media strategy work at work, and this is by far the most helpful view I recommend for most companies who are trying to put together a social media strategy. So I love it so much. And then let's get to the end. Oh, it has 2019 on here as well. Well, the few months of 2019. That's really handy. Then, this is my favorite part. You get, this is like the Erin Condren, you get your full week view with the swim lanes that you get, and they have the times, so they start from 5 a.m. and they end at 4 a.m. I think this is new. I'm gonna get this year's one so I can show you the comparison. This is definitely very new. So this is this year's 2017. As you can see, I've been very bad at using it, but it starts with some little to-dos at the top. This is such a good comparison. I didn't even think to do a comparison, and now it's just like kind of evolved into that a little bit. So you have your little to-dos here. You don't have to-dos. There's still a bit of space if you need it. And then it starts at 5 a.m. here, whereas it used to start at 6 a.m. and then it would go all the way down to midnight. And then you would have this little space down below to do whatever you want. I used to do washi strips. I think I actually have some here. There. When I was trying to get into it, I was like just using the bottom as a decoration. But here, what I really love is that it's come all the way to 4 a.m. so you can use the entire swim lane. And I really love that because I hated the idea that this was just kind of wasted space and I couldn't think of what to put here. So I think this is going to be so much more helpful. I don't think the other pages are any different like the ones before. So I'm going to go back to your daily view here. So you get your whole weekly view, which I love. And then after you get through all the weeks, then you end up on a daily page. And I think this is pretty much the same. This is pretty much the same as last year's. This is last year's view. You still get your to-dos, your timing here, and then you can do some notes. And the really great thing that I love about the Hobonichi Techo, and I don't know if this is going to come up very well, but when you look at it in detail, you can really tell this whole page is gridded, right? But you've got just here a solid line that comes down and it just ends where the timetable is. So what it's basically saying is that you can put your time tracking just in this sort of column. Oops, sorry, I just knocked the camera. Just this column here. You can take notes here and you can do notes here, and it's very flexible in how you want to do them. So you can do more to-dos. A lot of people use this for journaling. I still haven't really thought about how I will use it just yet. But the one thing I really love is looking online for Hobonichi Techo inspiration, because some of the ways people use their techos online, it's so inspiring and it just completely draws me back into the whole Hobonichi Techo culture again. So yeah, and then at the bottom they give you like a bunch of little quotes that are in Japanese, and I always love the Japanese version because it tests me and I can like take time to try and translate it. Not that I really do, but I could if I wanted to. I don't think I ordered a cover for the Cousin. I'm going to just use my old covers, but the covers themselves come with bookmarks, so you can just bookmark them. And the covers come with 2 bookmarks, so one for say the week you're in and then one for the day you're on, which I really love. And then there's just a bunch of like contact details and then some scrap paper, like not scrap but just like extra paper to use at the end. But honestly, with this much writing space, I have never seen a need to use any extra notebooks. So yeah, that's the Cousin. Now I'm going to move on to the original planner. I also ordered mine in the Japanese version. You can order the original in English. I just choose to order it in Japanese. So besides the size, one of the major differences between the A6 and the A5 is the lack of weekly view. So you still have your year, you still have your yearly monthly sort of view, except it's 4 months instead of 6 months. Then you still get your monthly view as well. But then after that, you jump straight into the daily view, which is just kind of like a very condensed version. It's essentially, they just took this section of the Cousin and then this is it. So it's a very much smaller version of it. And you don't get your full swim lane with weekly views that come with this version. So that's one thing I don't really like, and part of why I don't like planning 2 full-time in this one. But if you do check the website, they do sell it separately. So I'll just quickly open this up to show you. But essentially, this is the weekly size for this, and you get your little swim lanes in this separate notebook. So if you want, you can always do that. This is just slightly smaller than the size of the A6. You can see some edges around here. This one starts at 6 a.m. and it ends at 3 a.m. Although obviously because of the jumps in the hours, you can always put in extras. I don't use this one as much because I feel like there's not enough space to do enough writing, but I wanted it anyways so that I could accompany with it, and I think it doesn't work out to be that much if you just add it on in the big order anyways. So I like pairing these two together, and so that way the contents of this kind of make up the Cousin, but I still love the Cousin the best. I still think this is the most functional version of this. So I got couple other accessories. I got these. It is to put in the back, but let me just kind of show you how it would work. For example, if this was my planner, and what I would do is I would just put it here in the little pocket, and then what I could do is just kind of bookmark the page that I was on. So when I open my planner, it's like bam, I'm straight onto this page. So I thought that would be really useful. I got it in 2 sizes, one for the cousin because I would use it for the cousin, and then this is for the weeks planner. So I will have to, I think the small box is where the weeks planner is, I'm not sure, but yeah. So that's what I got this for. I think it'll be really useful, and it was just a couple dollars, so I thought it was kind of ingenious. And then the other little accessory I got was this game book. I know it seems really childish, but I don't know. I just thought it would be something really cute to have. I actually don't even really, oh wow, okay. I mean, you guys know I am trying to learn Japanese, so part of my reasoning behind this is that I could, oh, I remember this, like crossword, word search. I used to do this as a kid. When I was really young, I used to do this as a child. My mum would make me do it just to increase my English vocab, so I guess this is a great way to increase my Japanese vocab. But I think it just makes Japanese learning and picking it up a little bit more fun. So yeah, just a little, ooh, Sudoku. Yeah, oh, and they got the answers. I will not look at the answers. But it's just a nice little tidbit, and it would fit easily into my planner, into the cover, and I could just take it with me and play when I'm bored. Right now, when I'm really bored and I'm out, I usually just default to mobile games. I always have trouble with that, like, because at work, I hear mobile a lot, but in Australia, we pronounce it as mobile, but I keep getting caught out, so I will sometimes say mobile. I'm like, no, that's the American way. But anyways, so that's just something extra I could do instead of just playing on my phone. So I was very curious to know what the pens were like this year. Every single year, Hobonichi release like a 3-colored pen. The first one I got was kind of like a tan color, and I think I liked that one the most. It looked the most stylish, and then it went from either blue or yellow, and now this is like almost a fluorescent yellow, and then they always come with a little toy. And the reason I have 3 is because I ordered 3 planners. I actually ordered 4 planners, but this is the Hobonichi Techo Avec. It is essentially exactly the same as this one, but separated into 2 books. So let me open this up. So here you can see you've got 2 notebooks. They are basically identical, but it's separated into 2. And the reason I did this, and it really worked out for this year, was I used one of the original Hobonichi Techos as a watercoloring book just to play around. I love watercoloring. As I've said, I don't think I'm very good at it, but I love doing it. And the watercolors can make the page get really crinkly, and then they get really thick. And so if I put this one in my planner cover, did watercoloring, it gets so thick I can hardly close the planner. So I decided to just go half-half. It's what I did in 2017. It worked out really well, so I'm gonna do it again for 2018. And I will open one of these pens. I feel it's so weird to get so many pens because I cannot use this. And I usually just give them away to friends, but I'm not sure who would want these ones because they're not as, honestly, they're just not as cute as the previous years, but somebody will want them. I do like the little toy they included this year a lot more. I think in the previous year, it was kind of just a little plate with an egg on it, which I never really used. I've kept them because I'm that way inclined, but I have no real use for them. But this one I can totally see. So basically these are dices, and they're supposed to help you pick your dinner. So this dice tells you how the dinner should be cooked, whether it's steamed, stir-fried, simmer, raw, baked, or deep-fried. And then this one tells you what food it has to be. So if you didn't know what to have for dinner, you roll them, throw them down, and then it is telling me to have steamed egg. Okay, I don't think I want steamed egg, but that's kind of the quirk behind it, which I think is cute. And then this pen, if you've been watching my plan with me for a while, then you'll notice that I tend to really gravitate towards my blue pen, which is sitting next to here under a bunch of other stuff. But this is the pen I gravitate towards the most. A lot of people ask me what it is. This is the Uni Jetstream pen in 0.38 tip. It is ballpoint in black, and Hobonichi used the same brand. So this is exactly the same, except it is 0.5. It's a little thicker, and it is 3 point. It's a 3-colored one. So this is exactly what Hobonichi use. If you are somebody who loves real fine tips, then you can get the same thing. I've got this one here. I purchased this on my own. It didn't come with Hobonichi or anything, but it is also a 3-point uni Jetstream pen, but it is 0.38. Yeah, so it's the same point as this one. I just prefer fine points. I'm not a big fan of 0.5. I feel like 0.5 is as thick as I usually like to go. But those are the ones that Hobonichi provide, and besides the point, the pen itself is amazing. It's one of my favorite pens, one of my favorite ballpoint pens to use. I really trust it, really rate it, so at least it's good quality. Okay, so this is the Weeks planner that I purchased. I'm gonna quickly open this up. It also came with a pen. I've got so many pens now, and this is it. So this is the 2018 Weeks planner. I go back and forth on the Weeks planner a lot because I could either bring this to work or I could bring this. You've got your year view here. You've got, oh, I really like this. And this one is pretty much the whole, you can get your whole 12 months. This is the entire full year view. Again, really great for planning out travels, especially for me. I like to blank out the weeks that I know I won't be at home. And then you've got your monthly views. And then after that, you will have your weekly views. And I really love the layout of this. Like, it reminds me so much of the Midori planner sets where you have the days down here and then you've got some free writing space here. I love this layout. It works. It's so functional. Great for taking notes and then great for just planning some random stuff. And I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a thicker line on this, and just here. This line is a lot thicker and everything else is gridded. So it just... What I really love about Hobonichi is that it tries to introduce a little bit of formatting in their layouts. It's not just a plain grid or plain blank paper that you would just have to figure out what you want to do with. They try and nudge you towards a certain way of planning just to help give you some ideas if you're not really sure. But it is light enough that you can just ignore it if you don't want to use it. So at the end, oh, you get a lot of scrap paper. I won't say no to scrap paper, that I don't know if I would use it. Okay. So that is the Weeks, and now I get to show you my hopefully favorite purchase. It's the most expensive purchase from this order, but when I saw it, I thought I could use it for so many things. I'm gonna start rambling, I'm gonna get it. So this is it. It comes in its own box. Wow, it's like, I don't know, it just really dresses it up, doesn't it? So this is the cover I got for the Weeks. Oh, wow, it's like... I feel like it's like a VIP or something like that. It gets its own box, its own postcode, its own dust bag, its own everything. Oh, wow. A little bigger than I thought it would be. Oh, and it's just caught here. Okay, so this is a cotton cover, which now that I have it in my hands feels a little more fragile than I thought it would be, but maybe with some use I'll find that it doesn't work out too fragile in the end. So it comes with this little tassel which holds onto the zip, so this is a zip around cover. So I'm gonna just make a little bit of room, so I'm zoom you guys out just a bit. And ooh, okay, so this is literally just padding to keep it in place. Oh, it opens completely flat. I love that. That is so cool. And I'm assuming I can put my Weeks planner in here. Then I've got some place to put some notes. I can put cards down here. I can put more notes, and that's interesting. I guess maybe they don't have a little like little lever just to pull it down because so it can stay flat. But you could put some coins in here. So if you're not already kind of reading what I'm trying to say, I kind of bought this with the hope that I might use it as a wallet as well. Oh, and a little pen holder, because I figured my wallet is almost the same size as this already as it is, except it doesn't do anything except carry my cash and my coins. So I thought it would be kind of cool if I bought this, treated it like a wallet, but it would also have my planner in it. And I'm just gonna pull out my wallet now just to see if it's the same size. So this is the current wallet I use. It is quite old and grimy. I think I need to like clean it up. And it is almost the same size. It's a little bit wider, but for the most part, it's a little bit taller as well. Naturally, it's a bit thinner. My wallet is chunky because it has a lot of stuff in it. So I'm wondering what it will be like to use this as a wallet instead of this. So I've had this wallet for a good 8 to 7 years now, and I feel like it really shows its age. It's a lot darker. For those who aren't familiar, this is a Louis Vuitton wallet. It is in the Azura, and when Azura is clean, I think it's a lot brighter, but this looks really dark on camera because it's been living in my handbag for years and I use it extensively, so you can see like it darkens edges a lot. I have wondered if I could just get this clean somehow, though I have no idea how to do it. I'm not sure if I could get it clean back at Louis Vuitton anymore because it's so old, but it functions perfectly. There's really no issue. I think maybe some of the brassing has chipped on the inside, but other than that, it is fine. But I did think it wouldn't be the worst to maybe consider doing a changeover. I'm still not 100% sure because I am someone who does love her like luxury handbags and purses and that sort of thing and wallets. So I do love my Louis Vuitton. It has so many great memories, but I wanted the option to move into this as a wallet if possible. So that's why I decided to splurge and get a cover that is this beautiful. So yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is just quickly set up all my planners. I'm going to speed this part through so you can see how I set everything up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what the original looks like when I've put in my weekly spread, my actual planner, I've put the plastic cover on, and yeah, it does feel a lot chunkier, but it's still a pretty good size, I reckon. And then I didn't do very much for this one. I literally just tucked it in, and that was about it. The only thing I will mention, which I started noticing, is that this bookmark really overhangs on the edge here. So if you're not careful, you could end up just cutting these off or really frailing it. So that's something worth considering. Knowing me, I probably am going to have to remove them at some point because I think they're just going to get caught in the zipper and I'm going to have a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, that is my entire haul, my unboxing. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys got if you did haul with Hobonichi as well. I love seeing the things that you guys get. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.